Hello, guys. Hi, I'm Musa. This is Financial Matters with Musa Mkize. Today, I'd like us to discuss a few pertinent financial issues in South Africa. We've got a problem with property ownership in South Africa, in that a large number of people in the country do not own property. A large number of people in South Africa do not own property. They might have property that they live in, but they don't own it. Traditionally, in the towns and some townships, a lot of townships, you can get a piece of land that you can buy and that you can own. And nowadays, there's what is called FLISP, finance linked individual subsidy program. Basically, what this means is that it's a subsidy. So it's free money that government gives you, but it is linked to a finance package being approved by the bank. Well, it was like that before. And it's given to people who are employed not only by the government. A lot of people think it's only given to people who are employed by the government. No, you only have to be permanently employed and have a basic salary and be employed for at least 2 years, and you have to be earning above 3,500 but below 22,000. Then you qualify for this. Subsidies from 120,000 going down. There's a couple of options for this. As I said before, you had to be approved by the bank, and you could only buy land in town or in a township. It's changed somewhat. They now allow you to get land in a rural area, but you have to go the full gamut. If you happen to be in KZN, you have to start by getting a chief to authorize your ownership of the land. Well, not a chief, induna, basically a headman. Chiefs, basically the traditional Zulu ruling system is eerily similar to the English one, in that you find the king, who is King Misuzulu Gazweltini, and then under him you find a bunch of chiefs who are responsible for administering like zones, if I say, or is there mega in Zulu, like an area in a town of Potchefstroom, for instance. You'll get about say maybe about 15 chiefs. The place is divided amongst them. So one chief has to administer a certain area. Now the land in KZN is administered under the Ingonyama Trust Act. Ingonyama Trust is a trust that is holding the Zulu Kingdom land in trust for the people of KZN. It's not holding the land in trust for the chiefs. No, the chiefs do not own the land. They'll make you believe that, but they don't own the land. The ownership of the land basically vests in the people, and the government is, as we know, custodian of that. And what they did, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, in his very wise, very, very wise actions for the Zulu nation, he set up Ingonyama Trust and got the white people to approve it just as South Africa was transitioning out of apartheid. So it was passed as a law. So the land is administered under Ingonyama Trust Act. Now, if you need a piece of land, what first you either go to a chief or to Indona. Most of the time they'll charge you some admin fee, some like minor amounts like 5,000 or below, sometimes even free. A lot of the time uh, chief's land don't is not for sale, and then you go to, let's say now you want a fleece for that, you have to go to the Induna and Ubegwe officially, and once that is done you have to go to the chief. Then naye inkosi has to come and do the transfer, for lack of a better word, transfer officially into your name. And with that you'll get when the chief himself has come, you'll get on an official letterhead a letter written that you are the official owner of that land. The land has been given to you to use. Ngonyama Trust is the owner. Well, government is the owner of the land, which is held in trust by Ngonyama Trust. But you have the use of that, for lack of a better terminology. It's effectively an owner of it. So once you get that, you take that to Pietermaritzburg, to the Ingonyama Trust board offices, and you apply for what is called a PTO, which is a permission to occupy. What a PTO is, it gives you about 44 years, 45 years, 50 years, something like that, or 99 years. It was in the past 2 years there's been a big hoo-ha about it changing, so I don't know if it's actually changed or not. So once you go there and they come and measure your land, and they take the measurements and the cameras and the geo whatever they take and put it on the computers, and you get to the PTO. What you then can do is that you go straight to the Department of Human Settlements office in Durban, and then you apply for the FLISP. They take a long time, gosh, they take a long time. Well, they did. Apparently now they don't. So I don't know. I don't. Sorry about that. They don't. I don't have any proof of it. So you get you get the FLISP, and then you can build a house. Or you can take that straight to Itala Bank and apply for a formal bond. Once you have the PTO, Itala Bank can give you a bond, can give you a formal bond on that 20-year, normal 20-year bond, and you can sell it on the formal market, and it get transferred just like any other land. If you want to make that extra, you can actually go and register that PTO at the deeds office in Pietermaritzburg, so that you can get a de facto title to that land. Hence, most of the banks will look at a bond on that. So basically, I was discussing Flisp here, but let's say now you want to buy a house, but you your name is not so rosy. What I would suggest you do is that you find an owner who wants to live, wants to go, who's basically maybe wants to retire, leave the place, maybe has found some other place, and their house is not selling fast enough. Such people will occasionally look at doing a deal with you in like financing the purchase of the house. So it's just my advice. So what will happen then is that in most cases you have to wait. Wakefield's in Durban does quite a lot of such business. You do need a very large deposit. Maybe if a house is selling for 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 million, maybe you might need 200,000 down, 250,000 down as a deposit, maybe 150 if you're lucky, 100,000. But then you can pay that per month until you finish, if that's what you agree on, or you can pay that per month for 2 years, 3 years until you qualify for a bond. Yeah, basically. So that is one option. Um, Another option is on the western seaboard, like Cape Agulhas, down there in the Western Cape, on the other side of South Africa, on the Atlantic coast. There are developments that Standard Bank is embarking on, partnering with the government there and with the Department of Human Settlements, where they use FLISP. Um, they use FLISP, and you do rent to own. You basically are a renter for a period of 24 months while your behavior is gauged, and you have to be absolutely a stickler for the date. If your rental agreement says pay on the first, not the second. Pay on the first every time, because at the end of that your behavior is gauged, and you get a formal offer of a bond from Standard Bank based on your behavior. So this is just a few. We'll continue exploring these. The guys I'm going with are here. So bye bye.